Legends Football League promoters say that lingerie football. What? I mean, as a cow, would that be something you would want? Just 2 years after finishing their careers, approximately 78% of NFL players go bankrupt. They need a better investment strategy. So today I'm going to check out 58 football facts that most casual American football fans will not know. Now that is a high claim. Let's face it, that is a big claim. So if you are an American football fan and you hear anything in this list that you didn't know, please comment it below. And I would really appreciate if you would comment, because this channel is aimed at adult viewers and it does not get as many comments as channels that have largely kid or younger audiences. And that is because it doesn't have as much engagement because older people don't engage. And if you leave a comment or a like or you subscribe to this channel, it's all free and it helps boost these channels for not kid viewers, which would be lovely, particularly for me. Okay, this article was written by Karen Lenhart on the factretriever.com website. Okay, number one, American football grew out of English sports such as rugby and soccer and became popular in American college campuses in the late 1800s. I feel like any football fan would know that. I mean, people have already told me that in my comments on my quest to learn a lot more about American football. I have been reading your comments and I don't think that would be a lesser known fact. In 1876, a coach named Walter Camp, who is considered the father of American football, helped produce the first rules of American football. Among important changes were the introductions of line scrimmages and down and distance rules. Somebody told me recently in comments that apparently the rules for NFL change all the time. That is wild. How can you consistently keep changing the rules? And who can keep up with all the rules if they keep changing? The American Professional Football Association was formed in 1920. 2 years later, it changed its name to the National Football League, which would ultimately become the Major League of American Football League. American Professional Football Association. APFA. Yeah, NFL is catchier. The most watched television event in the United States is the Super Bowl. I knew that. I knew that one. And also because it's got like all those amazing halftime acts, let's be real. And also the ads. Like everybody loves the ads at the Super Bowl. It takes about 600 cows to make one full season's worth of NFL footballs. What? I feel like I wish I knew how many footballs they get through in a season. That seems like a lot of cows. Like a football is small and a cow is big. So that's a lot of cows. The Wilson Sporting Goods Company in Ada, Ohio has been the official football supplier for the NFL since 1941. They make more than 2 million footballs of all sorts every year. 2 million footballs. I always have to put this in context for me. There are 5 million people in my country. 7 million if you include Northern Ireland. That's a lot of footballs. Ohio loves football, right? Like they love football. A cow has only one in a 17,420 billion. I can't do numbers. This number. I'm really bad at numbers. Chance of becoming an NFL football that is used in the Super Bowl. I mean, as a cow, would that be something you would want?
Moo?
I guess it would be better to be a football in the NFL than just a burger that somebody didn't finish. To all the vegetarians, I do apologize for this bit of trivia. Only 2 players have caught, rushed, and thrown a touchdown against the same team in the same game. Walter Payton in 1979 and David Patton in 2001. What? Caught, rushed, and thrown a touchdown. Okay, not the same play, I'm thinking. Because that would be physically impossible. While football originally was popular in Midwestern industrial towns, its growth in popularity around the US is typically traced to the 1958 NFL Championship game, which has been called the greatest game ever played. Dallas Cowboys running back Tony Dorsett is the only player to rush for a 99-yard touchdown in 1983. It's a long way. Just 2 years after finishing their careers, approximately 78% of NFL players go bankrupt. They need a better investment strategy. Honestly, box clever with your money, lads. That's not good. Injured football players in televised NFL games get 6 more seconds of camera time than celebrating players. So if you want to get famous, get injured. In 1892, former Yale star William Pudge Heffelfinger became the first recognized pro player when he accepted $500 to play for the Allegheny Athletic Association. Good for him. Though football games usually last around 3 hours, the ball is typically in play for only 11 minutes. What? Around 56% of the game on TV is devoted to replays. Shut up.
I didn't say anything.
When they say in play, do they mean moving? Because if somebody's holding it, would that count as in play? Because 11 minutes seems very little. In an NFL game, as many as 75 minutes, or about 60% of total airtime on TV, is spent on shots of players standing on the line of scrimmage, huddling, or just walking around between snaps. Oh, that's hilarious. And that's excluding commercials. Oh my gosh. During broadcast NFL games, cheerleaders are on TV for only about 3 seconds. Coaches and referees receive around 7% of the face time in a game. That's sad to me, because I know the cheerleaders put in a lot of work, and cheerleading is in itself its own sport. But then I guess maybe they get more airtime in their own leagues, like cheerleading competitions. And I also feel surely like hot girls in hot outfits would be like a good draw on TV. But let me know if you think that strategy is incorrect. An NBC Sunday Night Football producer says that he makes it a point to get Dallas cheerleaders on screen, but otherwise it's not really important. If it's the Jets, I couldn't care less. In the 1930s, NFL game telecasts were simply a constant feed of the field. Instant replay became commonplace in the mid-1960s, which helped fill the idle moments of the game. By the 1990s, some football broadcasts showed about 100 replays per game. Whoa. Deion Sanders is the only player in history to hit both an MLB home run and score an NFL touchdown in the same week. He's also the only person to play in the World Series and the Super Bowl. Good on him. Also, I'm not as pale as I look in these videos. It's the screen. NFL cheerleaders typically make $50 to $75 a game. However, by the time they spend money on makeup, hair accessories, dance classes, etc., they end up losing money. What? That's not fair. That's not fair. They must make money some other way. That's absolutely not fair. That's absolutely not fair. The NFL has an annual revenue of $9 billion with a profit of $1 billion. MLB has an annual revenue of $7.2 billion with a profit of $49 million. I can't even conceptualize those numbers. So. The NFL consists of 32 teams with an average team value of $1 billion. MLB has 30 teams with an average team value of $523 million. Can't equate. The average game attendance for an NFL game is 66,957 spectators. For MLB, it's 30,135 spectators. There are nearly 3 million sports industry jobs in the US, which is approximately 1% of the population. Ah, that's cool. According to the California Avocado Commission, 12 million pounds of avocados will be purchased in the week leading up to the Super Bowl. On Super Bowl Sundays, Americans will eat 8 million pounds of guacamole. Guacamole, an inherently football-y fruit. Is it a fruit? I think it's a fruit. Green things are not my speciality. Though wings and pizza, more my speciality, are the most popular Super Bowl snacks. Around 11 million pounds of chips are eaten on Super Bowl Sunday. Additionally, 4 million pounds of pretzels and 2.5 million pounds of nuts are also eaten that day. Well, I do find myself drawn to American football. There may be something in the fact that I enjoy snacks. Contrary to common opinion, the G on the Green Bay Packers helmet does not stand for Green Bay. Rather, it stands for greatness. That's not humble. The Baltimore Ravens are named after Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. The team mascots are named Edgar, Allan, and Poe. Poe wrote his famous poem while living in Baltimore in the 1830s. Fun fact, I was in an Edgar Allan Poe thing. This was me. It was performed in a castle. It was very cool. 6 teams in the NFL don't employ cheerleaders. The Bears, the Browns, the Lions, the Giants, the Steelers, and the Packers. Oh, I wonder why not. Super Bowl XLV was the first Super Bowl with no cheerleaders at the game because both the Steelers and Packers don't employ cheerleaders. Really curious as to why. The most famous NFL cheerleading squad is the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. Even I know them, and I'm from Ireland. They were originally a male/female group called the Cowbells and Bow. That is not as catchy. The last scoreless NFL game was in 1943 when the Detroit Lions and New York Giants battled it out for a 0-0 tie. As of September 2012, the Dallas Cowboys were the highest valued sports franchise in the history of the United States. That does make sense. Again, it's a team I know the name of. So they're international. The wealthiest team in the NFL is the Dallas Cowboys. They have an estimated value of approximately $2.1 billion and generate almost $269 million in annual revenue. I do wonder how they got more popular than everyone else. Was there like a TV show or what? The first recognized football game as played between Rutgers and Princeton universities in 1869 using rugby-like rules. Yeah, rugby, yeah. Woo. Red Grange was football's first true superstar. He was one of the first athletes to sign endorsements. His games attracted record crowds, and he also starred in several movies. Good for him. American football has several names around the world. In Europe, it's called soccer, and in the UK, it's called rugby. That is not true. That is not true, Karen. Sorry. I know Karen wrote this article. Was it Karen? That is not true. It's just called American football around the world. Rugby is a different game. I'm doubting some of these facts now. This has put me in a distrusting mood of these facts. Aww, I thought everything we saw on the internet was true. The huddle was invented by Paul Hubbard, a legally deaf quarterback from Gallaudet University. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Gallaudet? He huddled around other players together so he could hear them better and to protect them from other teams' prying eyes. I mean, it makes logical sense, right? The Miami Dolphins are the only NFL team in history to compete an undefeated game-playing season in 1972. Well done them. The days when Super Bowl games are played rank second when it comes to the highest American food consumption. The number one day when Americans eat is Thanksgiving. Hey! The shortest NFL player was Jack Soapy Shapiro, who was 5'1" and weighed only 119 pounds. He was blocking back for the Staten Island Stapletons in 1929. Oh, Soapy, you're so small. That's smaller than me. NBA players earn a bit over $4 million. MLB players earn a little under $3 million. Gee, boss. NFL players are the lowest paid players with salaries that average less than $1.5 million. I'll take it. I will take it.
You're not getting it.
Helmets weren't mandatory for football players until 1939. Makes sense if it came from rugby, because we don't play with helmets. Repeated concussions among football players can raise the risk for CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Encephalopathy. Hey, I think I did it right that time. I've watched a lot of Eeyore. And mental health issues including dementia, Parkinson's disease, and depression. Professional as well as college football teams often use the Core Temp ingestible core body thermometer pill, which was developed by NASA to keep track of astronauts' body temperatures. When a football player's body temperature rises too high, they are removed from play and given first aid. That is something I totally had not thought of. In those outfits, I bet they get extremely hot because they have a helmet on their head and all the padding, which rugby players do not have. Rugby players just have their body and their jersey and their shorts and their undies, and that's it. So they don't get as hot. On Super Bowl Sunday, pizza delivery drivers get into more accidents than any other day of the year. Well, I would imagine that's because there's a bigger demand, so maybe more drivers on the road, and also they're in a rush, right? The field's yellow line first down marker costs $20,000 per football TV broadcast, or whatever this number is. I can't do numbers. During a regular season. Ronnie Lott had his left pinky amputated after the 1985 season. It had been crushed during a tackle on running back Timmy Newsom. Gee, hard to play without your pinky, I would imagine. Approximately 80% of Super Bowl tickets go to corporate sponsors. That's sad. That's sad. Although, I mean, that still leaves 20% of a massive stadium, so. More pizza is sold on Super Bowl Sunday than any other day of the year. Psychologists note that there are situations, events socially tied to food categories, such as the Super Bowl and pizza, Easter and eggs, etc. I don't see why it took psychologists to say that, let's be fair. I mean, Easter eggs? Easter. Did we need a study to find that out? Antacid sales increased by 20% the day after the Super Bowl. Additionally, 6% of Americans will call in sick the day after. I wonder why. The average Super Bowl watching party has at least 17 guests. Whoa, that's a lot of people in one house. Although American houses are much bigger than European houses. In most cases. Super Bowl weekend is the second biggest grilling weekend of the year. July 4th is the first. No surprises there. During Super Bowl halftime, there are an estimated 90 million toilet flushes. That's equivalent to 180 million gallons of water flowing at once, or 3.5 minutes of flowing water on the Niagara Falls. Whoa. Americans drink 50 million cases of beer on Super Bowl weekend, which is a tab of more than 10.8 billion. That's a lot of beer. I wonder how much of it is Budweiser, because when I think of the Super Bowl, I think of Budweiser because of the ads, so that's some good advertising. Don't forget, international. I'm in Europe. I don't even watch the Super Bowl. The oldest NFL stadium still in use is the Soldier Field in Chicago. Legends Football League promoters say that lingerie football, What? Legends Football League is the fastest growing pro sports franchise in the country. Despite its popularity, critics say it degrades its athletes through pernicious objectification. Well, I would need to know more about lingerie football, but are the women selected because of their athleticism or because of how good they look in the lingerie? And if they are chosen because of their athleticism, it does seem a bit frivolous and stupid that they would be playing in lingerie. Mind you, they signed up to play in lingerie. So I don't know. I'm torn about this one. Let me know in the comments below if you know more about this league than I do. And finally, Americans eat approximately 1.25 billion chicken wings on the Super Bowl weekend. The chickens are hopefully as grateful as the cows for their sacrifice. Well, that was a lot of facts. I found out loads of stuff I didn't know before, because let's be honest, I did not know a whole lot about American football, but I'm enjoying learning. Let me know below in comments if there was anything that surprised you. Again, commenting is great. I appreciate it. Or if there's a crazy fact that you think I should know that wasn't included there. That's it for today. See you guys on the other side. Bye. You look so chill. So I just realized Chewy is there. Also, I'm dying. House is on fire. It's okay, it's not on fire. Thanksgiving. Why does my face look weird? Oh no, it's a hair. I was thinking my head was liney. It is a little line. Do I have a vein popping out there?